Hey, Epic here. Today we have the Count of Monte Cristo. Now, this is the abridged version, which is very blasphemous in my eyes, but to be honest, I didn't realize until I started reading it, and the abridged version is like, what, 500 some odd pages long, like 530 pages long. That's a good amount for any book. 500, you get into the 500 range, I think that's considered a tome. I don't know if I just made that up, whatever. It's a really good story. It's a fantastic story. Just to give you a bit of insight without spoiling anything, because I don't really like to get into spoilers unless I hate the book. That's when I love to give spoilers, when I hate the book. Whoops. So the longer the review, the more I hate it, basically. So, the Count of Monte Cristo, published sometime in the 19th century, I believe, the mid-19th century. Yeah, I think like 1844. Would have been good to look up before. Anyway, this is basically the ultimate revenge story, and like I said, it's 530 pages, but it flew by. Like, I swear, like, every time I looked at the page number, I always like to keep account where I am in the story. Like, I'll read a page and I'll typically look at the number just because I'm weird like that. And I swear, like, every time I looked up, I would skip like 30 pages. Like, what? Did I miss something? How did that happen? No, the story was just moving by it's so engaging, and it's so excellently crafted. And it's kind of weird because this is the abridged version, so maybe the unabridged is a bit more classic-y, it's a bit slower, or maybe a lot slower. Maybe without the translation. This was translated, yeah. I'm sure this was translated, so maybe, I don't know, whenever you get into translations, maybe it's a bit more classic-y and it's less easy to read. Anyway, the abridged version, excellent. I don't know what the unabridged has. I hear that's like 1,600 pages long. I don't know what they could add. Maybe it's just more filler, like more of what Dante's goes through, the main character. Anyway, I'm just going to give some broad strokes about what happens because it's not that much of a spoiler at this point. The book's like almost 200 years old, so get over it. So first we have Dante's, who's the main character, and basically he has a great life ahead of him. And all that gets ruined by a few people who don't like him, or don't like his bright future. Anyway, he kind of gets landed in a tough situation, and he kind of gets out of that tough situation. And then he proceeds to, he does some good deeds for maybe the first little bit of his journey, but that ends at about page 140, and I believe he says something like, now that I have repaid my good deeds, or now that I've done some good, hopefully the spirit of vengeance will allow me to take his place for a while. And that's about 400 pages worth of vengeance. And I have to say, some of the revenge is so satisfying. It's really good. And don't just assume that the character just is... I don't know what I'm saying. The characters are very well developed. The concepts are really nice. I don't have a problem with Dante's morality. Like, at all. Well, at one point I would have, but something intervenes, so... It's a really good story, okay? It's really good. Like, if you're looking for a classic that's not going to bore you, that's an easy read, and that's just really cool... Again, I can't speak for the unabridged version. It's 1,600 pages long. I don't know. That's like 1,000 pages more than this. I don't know what it has in it, if it's worth it. I can tell you the abridged version, the Bantam Classic, you know, B-A-N-T-A-M Classic, abridged version is worth it. This is one of the easiest, one of the fastest classics I've read. I had no difficulty with this. It flew on by. And it's actually kind of a mystery as well, because you know that there are some characters that are connected, or you know that all the characters are connected to Dante's in some specific way, and some of the fun is trying to figure that out. Like, this character right here, are they called by a different name? Oh, they are. But what were they in the past to Dante's? Was this that person? And then Dante's is constantly in disguise, which is kind of fun too. because he never expressly goes, "It is me, Dantes," or "It is me, the Count of Monte Cristo," because that's what he changes his name to. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's very fun. It's very good. You should read it. Bye.